Hi there, my name is Michelle. I'm a third-year law student here at the University of Sussex in a dual degree partnership with Wilfrid Laurier University back in Canada. So I picked Wilfrid Laurier because of this program. I chose this program because I really wanted to get into law, and I figured having an international experience is probably one of the best experiences you could ever have. A pro to the university program is that you do get to go internationally. You do get to learn the Canadian laws and then UK laws. You get to see the differences, the similarities. The people in the program are very, very kind, and everyone wants to help each other out. We have a Facebook group chat. We meet with our mentor from Laurier, so no one leaves you behind as soon as you go to England. You're all together, you're working as a team, and you're really just trying to make the most of it. Definitely a con is that it is pricey. You have lectures and then you have seminars. So lectures are roughly 2 hours within the week, and then after that you have your seminar, so that's 1 hour. You have a smaller group, roughly 10 to 20 students, and you just sit in the classroom and you guys go over some questions that were touched upon for the lecture. It's not really fast-paced or slow-paced. There is a lot of reading, and it's more so how much you understand. If you don't really understand much and you don't take the time to read and do all your seminar prep, then you will fall behind. You definitely need to think critically. There's a lot of problem questions and essay questions in the seminars, so they're prepping you for your exams. We have online exams now, which are really just essays, and in those essays you have one problem question and one essay question that you have to write. So problem questions, because it's law based, you really have to know the details, the law, the statutes, the cases, and their significant relevant facts. And then for the essay, it's more about the secondary sources, and if you can expand beyond that and you can tell them something that shows that you did extra work and you understand what they're trying to ask you, but you're giving them more. And not to get discouraged if you get lower grades, because here getting in the 70s is really what the highest is that you could possibly get, and when you convert that, you could totally agree with it. That would relatively convert to 80s, 90s in Canada. And so if you get a 50 or 60, it's not bad. Here it's a first class is 70 and higher. A 2-1 is I believe in the 60s, and a 2-2 is in the 50s, and then you have the third class, which is the 40s and under. So 40 is a fail. In my criminology specifically, we talked a lot about the basics of criminology. We talked about multiple murder, the theories of crime, the psychology of crime. Those were my first 2 years. We also did a couple third-year courses, so stats in Canada relating to criminology. And in the 4th year, when I go back, I will have to do research methods, qualitative and quantitative, also in terms of criminology. When you go to England, you have a couple full year courses, like I mentioned, and you have a couple half year courses, so just 1 term. We do Canadian courses, so we do the Constitution of Canada and Administrative Law and Aboriginal Law. In 3rd year, however, you get to choose your courses. In 1st and 2nd year, they're mandatory. Within my first 2 years, I did contract law, tort law, criminal law, land law, JES, so that's like a justice equality program. We did constitutional law. There was another one, English legal systems. So there's like some foundational courses that they teach you. So English legal systems taught you how to read how to find cases, how to read cases, what the legal system's about. We did public law. There is some option, but not a lot of option in 1st and 2nd year. And then in 3rd year, you get to choose. So I chose healthcare law, entertainment law, there's sports law out there. We also have dissertations, so those are like thesis papers for those of you who don't know what a dissertation is. And you can either choose half a year, so 1 semester, or a full year. And it's just a course to write about what you want. You choose your own research topic and you just write. You get a mentor and they help you throughout which is a professor, and they help you throughout the writing process. You meet with them, they draft check you, and then they mark the paper. For Laurier, in my written piece, I talked about my extracurricular activities. I talked about why I want to do the program, why I have a passion for it. It's kind of like a cover letter, but for university instead of a job. You had to maintain an 80 or higher to be in my program at Laurier. So Laurier accepted me. They gave you a form that if you want to increase your percentage by 3%, you fill out these 3 essays, and that would help towards your bursaries or scholarships. In terms of law school here at Sussex, you had to maintain a certain mark at Laurier as well. You had to maintain an 8.0 average, so they had a scale up to 12, and that was 8.0 in your major, in overall, and a 9.0 in your major. While we're here at Sussex, keep in mind the marking scheme is different, so you have to maintain a 50 overall. Your final marks altogether total for your NCAs. That's an NCA requirement. That is not a Sussex / Laurier requirement. For scholarships, definitely try to do your best in your grade 11 and grade 12 courses, especially the ones that count towards university, like those M courses, because you do your top 6 and those will give you your scholarship. For the UK, it was really if you had, I think it was top 6 as well, and I think it was 4 of them had to be A's and you could get 2 B's, and those were your I believe those were also your high school marks that they look at. So really just do well in high school, and that can help you get a higher scholarship. For Laurier, it's an entrance scholarship that later carries out throughout the years if you maintain a certain mark. There was an entrance scholarship for us here at Sussex, but there's no more scholarships after that. I think it's more about the professor that teaches the course as opposed to the material itself. The professor can make the material interesting. There are some courses that are just interesting on their own. Entertainment law, fashion law, sex law, they all have an aspect to them that are entertaining. It's really just more what interests you. Like, I have a global business law class right now. It is not one of my favorites, just for the sake of the teaching method is different than every other teaching method, which is very do-it-yourself, more research on your own, kind of like a dissertation instead of here's some reading. Let me break down the lecture to you like step by step. So it is a little more challenging for me, but life gives you a lot of challenges, so you really can't deny the challenge. You just kind of have to go with it and give it your best shot. A couple of high school courses that helped me prep for these classes, and even my first and second year at Laurier, was really the criminology courses and the law classes that I took in high school. Even economics, those were great classes because it's something that I'm learning now. Really foundational courses that help you understand the basic principles of law are really what you should be looking at. English is a really good course as well because it helps you with your writing. If you want to get into criminology, or if you want to get into law or human resources or political science, look at online what their required courses are, like they're required for the first year, and see what you can do in your high school years, like see what you can do as a foundation for that. So for lecture prep, what I like to do is I like to type out my lecture slides and in black ink, and well, on the keyboard I have it as black, and then when it's time for the actual lecture, I will go back and in blue or in pink or whatever color you choose, something that stands out, maybe in red, you type out what the professor is saying. So that way you know what they're saying on that specific point, and you could just fill it in, and you know the difference between what was pre-given and what they were actually saying. And then for readings, you want to do your readings before your seminars, and just after the lecture I kind of do my readings, and then I do my seminar prep, then I go into the seminar and I have it complete, and then you start the cycle again. It could feel draining, but honestly that's the most efficient way to do it. Otherwise everything will feel really fast-paced, you will fall behind. There's a lot of self-motivation in this program. If you don't have it, you gotta find it. You gotta find it in yourself. And if you're not grinding it out, and if you can't get a lot of work done, do one simple task. Just either get one reading done if it's a long reading. Get all your lecture notes prepared if it's a tough day for you. Take it one step at a time and one day at a time. Definitely cramming does not help a lot. We only had in-person exams for my first year. My second and third year have been online essays, so you really have all your resources in front of you. But most importantly, do your seminar work. Talk to your groups, talk to your professor if you don't understand anything. Re-listen to a lecture if you miss something. I realize that typing out notes is way better than writing it, because professors talk fast, no one's gonna stop for you. You might as well type it out and go back and see what you missed, rather than writing it out and missing a whole like 50 minutes because you spent so long on like a 10-minute sentence, you know. Some people don't study a lot and then they get good marks, and that could be really discouraging for a lot of people. Those people are different than you. If you need the extra study time and the extra work, the extra YouTube video, go for it, because it's your education, your degree. You're not working in competition with somebody else to get your life ahead. I'm going to be honest, at Laurier, before going into this program, I heard a lot of ups and downs about this particular program, that you're going to an international school. A lot of firms don't like it. Completely untrue. I just had an interview today with one of the Prosecution Services of Canada, so I really had a great chance at a government job, and I asked them today as well, for your sake. They said that they don't look at it any differently. They look at the person, their skills, their personality, their marks, whatever their requirements are. They do not look at your school and think, oh, okay, because that person went abroad, they're at a disadvantage. In between my school years, I worked at a law firm in Toronto. Once again, they did not discriminate over the fact that I am from a UK school, and yeah, it's really wherever you put yourself out. Recruitment process. So jobs do happen in summer. For summer jobs, you have to apply early, like November, December, January. There's a limit. What I discovered was VI Law Portal. So it's VILAW Portal. And you can go out of your way and apply to jobs individually through their own websites, through emails, if you have any connections. With their degree, people have gone to do several law jobs. Some work in the government. I know a couple people who started their own firm. They didn't like the big firm. They worked 2 years articling, or a year, and then they worked 1 year at the firm, and then they decided to create their own smaller firm. And it works for some people. Some people just take their articling job and they carry through with it throughout. And so there really is lots of opportunity. If you do not live on campus for your 2 years at Laurier, definitely reconsider going to Sussex. I know several people that were not able to do it emotionally. They had to leave, like England, because they just couldn't live without their family. They didn't know how to live alone. It was their first time. We did go as a group, however, it can be stressful and difficult. So I lived on campus for both my years at Laurier. It was really a downtown campus. It was kind of sketchy, I'm not gonna lie, but it was fun. And they do like little events. So I know you're not legal in Canada until you're 19. However, they still did those programs. They did the bunny hop challenge, like the bunny hop and the bar hops and the Christmas hop. Living off campus, you definitely have a harder time making friends because you don't really know anybody in your neighborhood. You might be living in a house like as I am right now, and it might be just a school, like a random street with families. So it's really beneficial to live on campus in first year. Some extracurricular clubs I would suggest is, first off, go to Freshers Week. That's the first week, and you join, you go around and you see what you like. Join as many as possible because it's the first week. You could experience them all. You can go to auditions or tryouts on all of them and see what you vibe, see the people there, if you vibe it, if you don't vibe, and then make your decision. In terms of Sussex, I joined the cheer society, and I play sports with my friends outside on the weekends now due to COVID. However, here the drinking age is 18, so by the time I got here, I was 20. It's not all about drinking, let me tell you that, but Wednesday nights, there's all the schools and all the school clubs and societies join at a club. It's called Prism, and they have Prism Wednesdays, and it's designated for students, and you just have a blast, and you wear costumes to go. So every week you have a different theme and you meet new friends. And so lacrosse could be going as carrots and bunnies, and cheer could be going as discos from the 80s, and so it's really like just like Halloween every Wednesday, and it's pretty fun, honestly. Popular areas in campus are the bars. The bars are not necessarily like the bars wherever you are. Potentially it's a student bar. It's just very a relaxing space for people to join, but they could also have a pint. I suggest the way to make friends is to get out there and step out of your shell, out of your comfort zone, and before you know it, you'll make friends. There's a lot of support systems from the student unions from both schools. They reach out to you, professors reach out to you, academic advisors, even friends. Like there's support clubs that reach out to you just in case you want. There is even a health team at both schools that you can message them, but they could also message you if you really want them to. There's guidance counselors and therapists. I'm not too sure, like I haven't used any of those resources myself, like to the full extent that they offer them. However, I know certain people that have, and they said that it really helps them out. Feel free to dabble in each resource and see whether it's for you and whether you like it or not. There are a lot of minority groups, especially in university, because everyone's from everywhere. Like Laurier, like you can have people from the States, you can have people from all over Canada. In the UK, you have people from all over Europe, all over North America, South America, Africa, Asia. Like you have a lot of international range here too. So you get a lot of minority groups, and those groups have support systems for each other, and they also have clubs and societies. So if you feel like you're left out, like there is a place for you. In terms of insurance, OHIP, dental, medical, like all that, Laurier covers it. You can opt in or opt out of those based on if your parents have their own coverage or you have your own coverage under your parents. However, here you have the NHS, so it's kind of like OHIP, the Ontario healthcare plan, and so it's free. Especially with your visa, you just have to, I think you pay like a certain lump sum, like £300 maybe, and it covers you throughout. Definitely be organized. If you don't have an agenda, just write a list of things that you want to do for the week. Definitely do them. Get involved, meet new people. Don't be afraid. I know it's hard, and saying is one thing and doing is another, but definitely experience life how you want to look back on it. In terms of academics, all in. Maybe it might be overwhelming, it might be too much. Take it one step at a time. Do one goal a day, one reading if you need to a day, one lecture. Just just give it your best shot, because your only competition is yourself, and the harder you push yourself, the better you will be. And I wish you guys all well. And if you guys ever want to reach out to me, feel free to contact me on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, and just give me a shout. And I hope you get into the school of your dreams. All the best.